All right, so we're going to jump into the world of animal hydrotherapy today
Yeah.
and get you prepped for a career interview.
Hmm.
We've got a ton of resources from RoleCatcher,
Yeah.
career guides, interview guides,
Yep.
even insights into their AI tools.
Yeah.
We're going to do a deep dive into this.
Sounds good.
So think of this as like your secret weapon
Yeah.
to stand out from the crowd in this field.
Absolutely.
So
It's a really
what exactly is an animal hydrotherapist?
it's a really exciting field.
I mean, it's more than just like doggy paddling, right?
No, yeah.
You're working under veterinary referral,
Right.
using water to help animals recover,
Yeah.
build strength,
Absolutely.
and even prepare for surgery.
Yeah. You're using the principles of like buoyancy,
Okay.
hydrostatic pressure,
So let's unpack this.
and resistance to create these therapeutic exercises.
Okay.
And it's a field that's growing really rapidly because more and more pet owners are seeking out these alternative treatments.
How's the demand for these skills?
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah.
So let's dive right into some common interview questions
Okay.
that you might encounter.
Sure.
RoleCatcher's Guide highlights, explain your experience working with animals
Right.
as like a starting point.
Yeah, for sure.
So how would you tackle that?
It's one of the first questions they ask you.
Yeah.
They're not just asking about your childhood pet here, right? They want to know
You got to go a little deeper than that.
what experience you have
Right.
that really demonstrates that you understand animal behavior,
Okay.
handling techniques,
So
even basic care,
if this job involves horses,
right?
you should talk about the time that you spent at the equestrian center.
Exactly.
Or if it's focused on rehab,
Yeah.
maybe you volunteered at an animal shelter
Mhm.
working with injured animals.
Exactly. And this is a great place to highlight, if you have any certifications
Oh, yeah.
or,
That's important.
specific training programs you've been through.
And actually, RoleCatcher's AI
Yeah.
can help with this.
Uh-huh.
It can pinpoint keywords from your
Yeah.
job description
Uh-huh.
and tailor your resume
Yeah.
and answers to highlight
Make sure you're using
the
the
specific skills.
language that the employer is looking for.
Okay, great tip.
Yeah.
Now, another question that will probably come up is, what do you know about animal hydrotherapy?
Right.
So how do you answer that one?
Well, you want to go a little bit beyond the basics here.
You're going to want to know that you've done your homework.
Exactly.
Right.
This is where you might mention, specific techniques
Okay.
like underwater treadmill work or therapeutic exercises
Okay.
for joint mobility.
Like how hydrostatic pressure can reduce swelling,
Exactly.
improve circulation. So it's not just about
It's not just about getting a workout.
getting a workout.
It's about,
Yeah.
really targeting those therapeutic benefits.
You can also mention specific research
Yes.
or case studies
Absolutely.
that you've come across.
That shows that you've really gone above and beyond.
That you're passionate
Yeah.
about the field.
And you're really interested in this.
And RoleCatcher has tons of guides
Yes, they do.
on their platform that go deep into the science
Yeah.
and the techniques.
Absolutely.
So you can really impress those interviewers.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, they're also going to want to know about the benefits
Right.
of animal hydrotherapy.
Yeah.
And it
It
seems
seems straightforward.
straightforward, but you really need to go beyond.
I need to think a little bit.
It helps animals exercise.
Deeper than that.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So instead of just exercise, talk about how it can reduce pain,
Right.
inflammation,
Uh-huh.
improve range of motion.
Yeah. And even speed up post-surgical recovery.
Absolutely. And don't forget about the emotional benefits.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. Hydrotherapy can be so calming
Okay.
for animals that are anxious.
So you're not just treating physical ailments, you're improving their
You're improving their overall well-being.
overall well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving on. How would you tackle the question?
Okay.
How do you assess an animal's needs for hydrotherapy?
Right.
So they're asking, how do you know what they need?
Exactly.
How do you know what to do with them?
And you want to showcase your analytical skills here.
Okay.
Don't just say, I watch them.
Right.
You want to mention a systematic approach.
Give them the rundown.
You start by consulting with the referring vet.
Uh-huh.
Then you're going to conduct a physical exam.
Okay.
Observe their gait
Yeah.
and their posture.
Gait analysis is really interesting.
It is.
You can tell a lot from
Yeah, you can tell so much about an animal's mobility.
How an animal walks just by the way they walk.
Yeah.
And so it's all about demonstrating that you understand the nuances of animal movement
Yeah.
and how to tailor a hydrotherapy plan
Yeah.
to their specific needs.
And they might even follow up with a scenario.
They might say, okay, how would you adapt a session for an older dog
Okay.
with arthritis versus a young athletic dog
Yeah.
recovering from surgery?
So you have to be prepared to apply your knowledge
Exactly.
to different situations.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Now, safety is paramount in this field.
of course.
So how would you answer?
Yeah.
How do you ensure the safety of animals during hydrotherapy sessions?
Yeah. So here's where you get specific.
Okay.
You want to talk about maintaining the right water temperature,
Mm-hmm.
using appropriate safety equipment,
Like life vests.
like life vests,
Right.
ramps, making sure that you're constantly monitoring vital signs.
And don't forget to mention familiarity with national legislation
Yeah.
around animal hydrotherapy.
Absolutely.
It shows that you take the profession seriously
yeah.
and
Yeah.
you understand
Shows that you
the legal aspects of care.
understand the,
Of
the
each animal.
importance of safety and the guidelines.
Now, let's get into a challenging scenario.
Okay.
How do you handle difficult or aggressive animals
Right.
during hydrotherapy?
This is a great question.
So this question's all about showcasing your calm demeanor
Yeah,
and problem-solving skills.
exactly. So highlight your experience using positive reinforcement.
Okay.
Knowing when to take breaks
Mm-hmm.
and having really clear safety protocols in
Okay.
place if things escalate.
It's a balance of confidence
It is.
and caution.
Absolutely.
You want to project confidence that you can handle it,
Right.
but also be cautious
Yeah. And prioritize the animal's well-being
of the animal's safety.
above all else.
And RoleCatcher can help with this too.
Yes.
They have AI that can
Uh-huh.
analyze your
You can practice these
practice answers
tough questions with the AI.
and give you feedback
Yeah, you can record your answers.
on your tone,
Get feedback on your tone,
word choice,
your word choice,
body language.
even your body language.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a really cool feature.
It's like having a personal interview coach.
It is.
Now,
Yeah.
shifting gears a bit,
Yay.
they're going to want to know
But they're going to want to see
that you're dedicated to continuous learning.
that you are committed.
So how do you stay up to date
Yeah.
on the latest developments in animal hydrotherapy?
Developments in the field.
So this is where you demonstrate your commitment
Exactly.
to the field.
Yeah.
You can mention specific journals you read,
Mm-hmm.
conferences you attend,
Yeah.
professional organizations you're part of.
And don't just name drop.
Yeah.
Briefly explain what you learned
Show them
from a recent article or a workshop.
you're actually engaged
Yeah, it shows that you're actively
in expanding your knowledge.
engaging in expanding your knowledge.
And RoleCatcher actually has a database
They do.
of professional organizations
Yeah.
and resources
Yeah.
specifically for animal hydrotherapy.
It's really cool.
So that's really helpful.
Yeah, they really have thought of everything.
Okay, there are a few more questions that might
Yeah.
pop up,
Absolutely.
but we'll tackle
We'll
those
dive into those
in the next part
in the next part of our deep dive.
of our deep dive.
So stay tuned. Welcome back. So
Yeah.
depending on the specific role that you're interviewing for, you might get questions about client management.
Okay.
Something along the lines of, how do you handle client relationships and ensure their satisfaction with the treatment plan?
That makes sense because you're not just working with the animals.
Right.
You're working with their owners too.
Exactly.
So how do you build that trust and rapport
Yeah.
with clients, especially when they might be worried about their pet?
Well, I think active listening is really crucial here.
Well.
Really hear their concerns, explain the treatment plan in a way that's easy to understand,
Right.
and be open to answering any questions that they might have.
Even if you answer them a million times.
Even if you've answered them 100 times before.
Yeah.
And it's not just about that initial consultation.
Right.
Follow up with the clients after the session, see how their pet is progressing.
So you're really showing them
Exactly.
that you're invested.
You're invested in the well-being of their animal.
Yeah.
And, if the pet isn't improving as expected,
Mm-hmm.
be prepared to adjust the treatment plan
Right.
in collaboration with the vet and the client.
So this is where that deep knowledge
Exactly.
of hydrotherapy comes in handy.
That's where it really comes into play.
You could have a lot of tools in your tool belt.
Yeah, you need to be able to think on your feet and be flexible.
And in the big picture,
Yeah,
satisfied clients are more likely to recommend you
absolutely.
to their friends.
Word of mouth is gold in this field.
Word of mouth is everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, some roles might involve managing a team
Right.
of hydrotherapists.
Yeah.
So let's say they ask, how would you approach managing a team in this environment?
Okay.
What are some key points to hit on?
Well, it's about more than just delegating tasks.
Okay.
You need to demonstrate your leadership skills,
Right.
your ability to, set clear expectations, provide constructive feedback.
And since you're all passionate about animal care,
Right.
it's about fostering that positive environment
Yeah, you want to create a supportive environment.
where everyone feels valued
Absolutely.
and motivated to do their best.
Where everyone can thrive.
And speaking of teamwork,
Yeah.
RoleCatcher AI can actually analyze job descriptions and identify common keywords related to leadership and teamwork skills.
Exactly.
So you can tailor your answers to highlight
It's a great way to make sure
those specific areas.
that your responses are aligned with what the employer is looking for.
Okay, great.
All right, so let's move on to a question that allows you to really showcase your experience
Okay,
and your passion.
let's hear it.
So tell me about a challenging case you worked on as an animal hydrotherapist.
Oh, this is your time to shine. This is where you tell a story
Yep.
that highlights your skills,
Absolutely.
your problem solving.
Choose a case that, demonstrates your ability to think critically
Okay.
and adapt your approach based on the animal's needs.
So it doesn't have to be like
Right.
the biggest success story.
Exactly.
You could talk about something
It could be
that was really challenging.
a case with a complex diagnosis.
Yeah.
Or an animal who was initially fearful of the water.
Right.
Something that really shows.
And it's not about bragging.
Right.
It's about showing
It's about sharing your journey.
that you can handle
And showing the interviewer that you can handle tough situations.
in a tough situation.
With compassion and expertise.
And don't forget to highlight
Yes.
the positive outcome.
Highlight the positive outcome.
They want to see that you can make a difference.
Make a real difference in the lives of these animals.
And RoleCatcher's AI can help with this too.
It can.
Can you analyze
It can analyze your practice answers.
your answers and give you feedback?
And give you feedback on how to structure your story.
So it's like having a storytelling expert
It is.
in your corner.
It's like having a whole team of experts in your corner.
Yeah.
All powered by this amazing AI.
Okay, so before we jump into the final part
Okay.
of our deep dive, let's take a quick look back.
Yeah.
We talked about tailoring your experience
Mm-hmm.
to the specific job requirements.
Yes.
Emphasizing your knowledge of hydrotherapy techniques.
Absolutely.
And being prepared to discuss
Right.
the benefits of this type of therapy.
Yeah.
We also explore the importance of
We talked about.
building strong client relationships.
Yeah, those client relationships are so important.
Managing teams effectively. And showcasing your problem-solving skills.
Absolutely.
Through real-life case studies.
Those case studies are a great way to really bring your experience to life.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI
Yeah.
can be an incredible resource
It can.
throughout this process.
Help you every step of the way.
It can help you identify keywords,
Yeah.
tailor your resume and cover letter,
Mm-hmm.
practice your answers,
Access those answers.
and even get feedback
Uh-huh.
on your video rehearsals.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's all about giving you
It's all about giving you the tools and the confidence.
the tools and the confidence to shine in that interview.
To really shine.
But we got one more crucial element
We do.
to cover.
One more piece of the puzzle.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
All right, we're back and ready to explore how RoleCatcher can really be your secret weapon in this job search.
Yeah.
It's like having an AI coach in your corner,
Right.
prepping you
Uh-huh.
for this specific animal hydrotherapist interview.
Yeah, so their platform can help you tailor your resume
Okay.
and your cover letter
Uh-huh.
and make sure that you're using the keywords
Okay.
that are actually going to get the attention
Right.
of those applicant tracking systems.
Applicant tracking system?
You know those algorithms that screen resumes before a human even lays eyes on them?
It's like you're speaking a secret language.
It is.
You got to know the
But
right
it's-
words to say
Use the right language
to get through.
to get past the gatekeepers and land in front of the hiring manager.
Right.
But it doesn't stop there.
Okay.
RoleCatcher AI can actually provide feedback
Oh, wow.
on your practice answers.
So it's like having a personal speech coach,
It is.
analyzing your responses and
Yeah.
suggesting improvements.
Exactly.
And if you're doing a video interview,
Right.
which is very common these days,
Yeah, super common these days.
RoleCatcher can analyze those too
They can.
and give you feedback
Yeah.
on your body language.
Your body language, your overall presentation.
It's like having a whole team of experts.
It is a whole team of experts powered by this amazing technology.
So what does all this mean for you, the aspiring animal hydrotherapist?
It means you're not just going into this interview prepared.
Yeah.
You're going in confident.
Yeah.
You've showcased your knowledge.
Mm.
You've practiced your answers.
Yeah.
You've thought about those challenging scenarios.
Right.
And you're ready to demonstrate your passion
Yeah.
for this incredible field.
So you're not just an applicant
Right.
or a problem solver,
Exactly.
a compassionate caregiver, a dedicated professional.
Absolutely. And remember, this is just the beginning of your journey.
That's a great point.
As you move forward, consider what kind of niche within animal hydrotherapy really excites you.
Do you see yourself specializing in a particular species? Maybe you're drawn to rehabilitation work.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to open your own center someday.
Maybe.
Whatever path you choose. Right.
Let that passion be your guide, because when you're genuinely excited about your work, it shines through in everything you do.
And maybe someday you'll be sharing your success story
You'll be the one
on the deep dive.
sharing your success story on the deep dive.
All right, so to all the aspiring animal hydrotherapists out there,
Yes.
best of luck in your interviews.
We know you got this.
We know you got this.